How's the farm man, and welcome back to episode 4 of our Let's Play on Ballincraig. So we are back. As you can see, I've set the money down to a realistic price. Also, that field that we've done, I've mowed it and tedded it. So we're just going to go out baling in the field 110. We're going to go bale this field. Not going to windrow it because I used the hay bob to do it, so they're in small enough rows to just sort of get the baler straight on it. Shouldn't take too long to do all this field, then we'll bring them in next episode. I've got a little flatbed that we're going to put them on, and we'll bring the 6.6 out to come pick them up. And this baler's nearly full already. Now there isn't much in each row, there's only about 2 actual cuts in each row, so... And you also lose a bit when you're doing hay bales, so you aren't going to make... We aren't going to get loads out of it, but we'll get enough. So we should get a fair bit out of, you know, when we mow it and do the grass bales, because we need them. Also, some pretty exciting news. I have ordered a track IR, like a head track thing, so when I turn my head it turns my head in game. That should make doing bales that we should be able to do a lot more stuff in cab, because of course you have to use your mouse, and I would like to use my joystick for more things because I bought it, but yet I hardly ever use it. So that should, if all goes well, that should be here tomorrow, so I'll probably do an unboxing video of that, and get that done. So yeah, we still need to cultivate that field there, which we are going to do. We still got to go pick up some... We still haven't bought the seed pallets or the fert bags, so we can go do that at some point. Cows, we need to buy them in as well. Now, what I'm going to do is we'll bale the main rows today, and then what we'll do is any other little loose straggly bits we'll bale. I'll just whiz round out off screen and pick them up. Just to sort of speed it up so we're not driving around trying to pick them all up, you know, for nothing. So yeah, there isn't a lot in each row. Now you may notice we don't have the 699 anymore. I sold it to buy the little John Deere, because the little John Deere runs the PZ mower rather well. It doesn't, you know, lift it off the ground like the 699 does. Either the 699 it was, or the 698. But that would actually lift it off the ground, so on certain bits of the hill it wasn't actually cutting any grass, which was a real pain, because, you know, I needed it to cut the grass. So the little John Deere does it quite well. I completely forgot about doing the course for this field, so I still need to do it, because I accidentally, of course, swapping tractors didn't delete the course, but didn't save it or finish it, so it never showed up. But yeah, I probably am going to do an unboxing video of the head track IR and try and set it all up. Apparently it's a bit of a fiddly job to set up, but we'll give it a go, and hopefully it should be here tomorrow. If it's not here tomorrow, then it will probably most definitely be here by Wednesday. But you never know with postal services and stuff like that. There was no next day delivery option, otherwise I'd have pressed next day. Right, let's get a lovely little screenshot for the thumbnail. There we go. Sorry about that. I do like to get my screenshots whilst I'm recording the video. I could do it after or before I do the video, but I like to get it just in the middle, because sometimes it is just nice. You do sometimes just get that angle. Oh no, there's a bale in the way. So yeah, I didn't windrow any of these together because the little hay bob would never have done it. Right, let's just nip the baler off and just push this bale out the way like that. And sort of just go again. Now that should pick most of it up. So yeah, it didn't go too badly. Hay bobbing it took, well, tedding it, sorry, took about an hour. That was using the 6.6. and not rushing really. That was just sort of going up and down the road, going on Facebook, you know, tabbing out, going in Discord, looking at some other things. Could have done it a hell of a lot quicker, but you know, I wasn't in a rush to get it done, to be honest. Now I am just going to let the bales go everywhere, because the only problem with this map is there are quite a few hills in it, so baling on hills is what you're going to encounter most of the time you actually do any bales on this map. But yes, thank you for 3,926 subscribers. We are flying up. Thank you for that. Multiplayer, quick heads up with the multiplayer. We are going to be carrying that on. I'm having really bad internet problems at home with actually joining my own server. I absolutely lag for ages and I'm not entirely sure why. So I am going to try and get another multiplayer recorded as soon as possible. We did try tonight, but it did go wrong again and I got kicked off the server twice. Just my internet lagging kicked me off my own server. So I'm either going to have to sort that out, or I mean there are ways around it and I probably will just sort it out the proper way. But yeah, it is a bit of a pain, and it does make recording on the server a hell of a lot harder because you're constantly editing or constantly joining footage together, and it becomes like a 30-minute video then becomes like an hour's worth of actual editing, because you're editing all these stuff out and all these times that people are syncing back in. So yeah, it is my internet. I know it's my internet. I know it's not the server, because if it was the server, everybody else would have the same problem, but nobody else seems to have the same problem but me. So it isn't the server's issue. And it is a very game server as well, and they are supposed to be good, so which it is. I've had no other issues with it such far, and the only issue I'm having with it now is my internet, and that's not even the server's fault. So we've got 6 bales in this field already. I'm not even too sure how many we're going to get, but we will have to move the combine out of there. I think the next thing we're going to make is silage bales, so we are going to just bale this as grass and then wrap it. But we won't wrap them in the field, we'll go put them in the cow field and then bale them behind the thing. Now for some reason I did a really weird thing here where I did a headland after I did all of this. So there's actually a headland row here. Don't ask me why I did it like this, I just did. So yeah, all these little straggly bits of hay I will get afterwards. This little Fiat is a little beaut. I know I was a bit negative about going above 100 horsepower in the fact that we probably wouldn't need or anything, but I'm actually quite glad we have now. It is a really nice Fiat. And I do use the 140 a hell of a lot more than this one. Just the way I do things. So I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I got a new chair the other day. I'm not too sure which one it is, but it is a lot more comfortable to sit on. So making videos is a lot more comfortable to do, and not actually, you know, wanting to get up every 20 minutes to have stretch my legs and stuff. This chair does cater for, you know, it goes quite high because I've got, well, got quite long legs, so, you know, I'm quite tall. So I have the issue sometimes of needing to stretch my legs, whereas this chair, you kind of just let it, you just sit on the highest thing, and I found I get up less because I don't need to stretch my legs as many times. Of course, I still go outside and do bits and bobs, you know. I don't just sit in the house all day and do nothing. So yeah, the only kit I changed since the last episode was the 699 or the 698. Simply just swapped it for the John Deere because I knew the John Deere would power that mower and sit it on the ground happily. But yeah, we seem to be getting a nice mix and match of machinery up here. We're getting a bit of modern mixed with a bit of classic or vintage, classical vintage, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be using, for muck spreaders and slurry spreaders, we're going to be using the set of major muck spreaders that have come out, the side ones by NI Modding, which is actually quite nice to say. It's actually quite nice to say that there's been an NI Modding mod released for 17 because there was none for 15, and of course because of what happened, I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to put out what it is because it's not for me to say. But yeah, it is quite nice to say that we have NI Modding's. Well, an NI Modding mod made by made by NI Modding. Now you may realise that my camera isn't going where the cab goes. I have dynamic camera on, which is alright. I mean, what we could do is have a bigger windrow so that when we ted a field and windrow, it puts less windrows down. But it's twice the work then because the little hay bob does such a good job of just putting it into rows anyway. It's like, well, why bother? If the windrows were so close together, then it would actually probably be an issue, and I probably would have to do it. But they're not that close together. Now, I'm not sure how many bales we're going to get off this, but it might not even be that many. Probably when we fertilise it, we will get a fair few off it, but like the next cut. But they'll be grass bales, so they'll be silage anyway. Which does mean they will be put at the back of the behind the sheds. We haven't got a bale squeeze, I don't think. I mean, I have got one I can buy, but you know, I don't want to buy it yet because it's a McHale one that I got sent a link to. I can't remember who sent me the link, but it's a McHale bale squeeze, just a reskin. That's all it is. Now, I don't like how this thing beeps at 60%. I mean, that's probably how it would beep in real life, but when you're collecting hay like this, it doesn't give you a lot. It is quite annoying. Oh, right on the end of the row. So some people said get the red baler, which is the Lely, I think. I could do that, but why, though? I've got the McHale F550, which works well. So yeah, we will be fertilising this field. We'll probably fertilise it off camera. I'll probably do it off camera. I do a couple of jobs off camera just to. I'll either do them just before I record the video or just after I've recorded the video. It just gives me that little bit of knowledge, knowing that if I don't get on it tomorrow, it's not to worry because there isn't loads to do on it. Because sometimes that does happen. Sometimes I do get caught up playing multiplayer or making maps, or you know, because I am building a map or converting maps, because I've got 2 of them on the go at the moment. So I've got 3 maps on the go at the moment. You know, you do get caught up with other things, and sometimes time does run away. It is now 10:45, so it's nearly 11 o'clock, and I've got to get up for work tomorrow. So, you know, it's kind of here, there, and everywhere. But when you get into a map and you get really into it, time does run away with you. Now, I reckon we're probably going to get about 13 bales out of this field, so we'll probably get 1 more than the straw. We're not going to be using any bale forks that require lock on. They're just standard bale forks that you just poke the times in, and because they're the nice ones, they're the little orange ones that have the rust skin. You can buy the older rusty ones, and they're quite nice to stack with, even though they don't have a locking thing on. I stacked all them straw bales with it, and they're alright. They're pretty good, so They do what they do their job, and they're also not really picky about it. How the in-game forks are really annoying to do things with. Oh, that was terrible. Simply because the Massey Ferguson bale forks are quite a pain, because they only lock on a certain point. They'll only go in a bale at a certain point, where these ones will just go in anywhere. And that's the nice thing about them. They do just poke into anything, which then doesn't make them a massive pain, but it makes them so much easier to use on any bale, because they will, you know, go anywhere. Come on. Right, yeah, so all these little bits I've missed I will pick up off screen, which will be tomorrow, so. And then we'll get the tractors ready. I think we're going to bring the little John Deere, or we'll bring the TS100, because we haven't actually used that for anything yet. I have been using this for a lot of stuff. I think we may get one more bale out this field, which is going to be quite good. So that's 14 bales, which is not bad for a first cut. First cut with no fertiliser down or anything. Right, pick this up, and then we'll take this back to the yard and just sort of dump it in the middle of the yard. So yeah, we will get into the cows. So we're just sort of setting up, as you know, we're just sort of setting up at the moment before we get into them, because I want to make sure that we have everything set up before we start the cows, so we can feed them straight away. So yeah, let's just get back on the path. This nice little road piece that we put here. Now I'm going to dump this back in the yard, because I will be bringing it back just to get them last bits of straw, or the hay anyway. So yeah, we've got the straw bales in there, and we need to move the combine. Now I think the combine can go in. Combine can go in that shed there. So if we'll bring the combine in on its own and put that in, then we'll put the header trailer behind it or next to it. Now this is the little flatbed trailer we're going to be using, because it does have the straps on, which is good. And it is quite a nice little thing for just this map. You know, it's all right, but. So yeah, there's a bit of work we need to do. I mean, these are the buckets. These are the nice little bale forks as well. Real handy little things they are. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more today, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Happy farming and goodbye.